My name is Col Robert Swertfager. I'm the Operations Group Commander at the 144th Fighter Wing. I'm formerly the Director of the State Partnership Program between California and Ukraine, and also California and Nigeria. So the State Partnership Program is a Department of State and Department of Defense initiative, and what it does is it pairs up every one of our states with a partner nation. And we engage with this nation, military to military, but we also do other capabilities like highway patrol to police forces and so forth. We've been partners for coming up on 30 years. So 2023 will be our 30th anniversary. And it's an incredible opportunity to liaise with them, trade ideas, and exchange best practices. And we've been doing that for 30 years with Ukraine. And me personally, my first event in Ukraine was 2002, so I've been doing it for 20 years. It's a team sport, okay, and every team has different positions, and our position is the partnership position, and USAFE has put us on their team to help win the game. Our first deployment to Ukraine was in 2011 when we were in the F-16, and we developed an exercise to support both Poland and Ukraine as hosts of the Euro Cup of 2012. So a year prior to them hosting Euro Cup, we went over there and trained them on air sovereignty and basically our alert mission here, how we protect mass population events such as in the United States, Super Bowl, World Series, but in Ukraine, how to protect the stadiums when they had large soccer matches going. So that was our first introductory exercise with Ukraine in 2011. And then we branched out after the annexation of Crimea by Russia and the invasion of Donbass in 2014. We developed a very robust USAFE sponsored exercise hosted by Ukraine called Clear Sky in 2018. With 9 nations, over 1,000 airmen, with multiple capabilities. The premier one being air sovereignty and air superiority, but also airlift, airdrop, cyber, personal recovery, MQ-9s out of Poland. And so we took the 5 capabilities of the 5 air wings in California and threaded them into this exercise called Clear Sky, and worked extremely closely with Ukraine Air Force, especially on the fighter side, and helped develop basically integration and interoperability with Ukraine's Air Force into NATO and US Air Force. The SPP is an exchange of ideas and sharing of best practices, and we learned a lot from Ukraine's Air Force. What we were able to provide for them was a baseline of how the West trains and how we brief, execute, debrief. And it's very unique and it's very Western doctrine. And so the Ukraine Air Force wanted to start migrating to a Western doctrine for their Air Force, and they did that starting in 2018. We're in the 9th or 10th week of this war, and everybody is extremely impressed with Ukraine's Air Force's capability, their ability to survive, their ability to operate, and their ability to counterpunch the Russian Air Force. So 2 things can't be possible. They can't be a terrible Air Force, and they can't still be not annihilated by the Russian Air Force, which significantly outnumbers them almost 10 to 1. So those 2 things can't be true. Russia's Air Force is strong and capable, and so therefore Ukraine's Air Force absolutely is strong, capable, cunning, and effective. I think the biggest thing that Ukraine Air Force took away from Clear Sky is the ability to debrief and improve. So if you're planning a mission and you go out and execute it, but you don't come back and you're not highly critical of the mistakes you make, there's always something to debrief and to improve upon before your next flight. And I think that's what Ukraine Air Force really leveraged from their experience in Clear Sky 2018, at least in my discussions with them. This was something fairly new to them, and they have definitely sharpened that point and improved their Air Force significantly. Down the road, Ukraine's Air Force is going to be studied very much in depth. I mean, the history books are going to write all about their success, and we're going to want to know their recipe for success.
Українські та американські пілоти літаків запрошуються до середини строю для особистого привітання.
American and Ukrainian pilots are welcome to the middle formation for greetings.
Primary goal here is to provide combat air power, and so the pride that these airmen have shows in everything that they're doing.
We often get from training here in terms of readiness, interoperability, and trust is well worth the effort.
Військовослужбовці стран, країн-партнерів, які приймають участь в навчанні. Мені дуже приємно вітати вас на українській землі.
The goal is Ukraine be able to maintain its territorial sovereignty. Building better partnerships within this region is the key to making that happen.
The partnership part of our relationship is a true partnership. I mean, it's not a nice to meet you, one event, and then take home souvenirs. It's literally years of investment of exchanging ideas, but also getting to know each other. And it's important to note that the trust that that partnership is built on is the foundation for success. And this is why it's so successful, is because we've built trust over the years with our partners. Obviously, NATO is paying very close attention. They are on high alert since this war kicked off. And I think that we're not going to be able to go back to where we were prior to February 25th, 2022. So I think what's on the horizon for NATO and USAFE is a new standard. There's going to be a new expectation of alert, and moving forward, I know that Ukraine and our state partner is going to be a big part of that solution, whatever it's going to be. Ukraine's Air Force specifically were kind of not disregarded, but they weren't valued to the degree that they should have been. And that lesson is being learned right now by the Russians. The Ghost of Kyiv started on the first day of the war, and the legend has it that a MiG-29 pilot shot down up to 6 Russian aircraft over Kyiv that morning. And so our patch symbolizes the Ghost of Kyiv, and it says in Ukrainian, believe. So believe in the ghost. And I think this is an extremely important aspect for the Ukrainians. They need to have something to believe in. They need to have heroes. They have heroes. I mean, the Ghost of Kyiv is real. And I think that'll flesh out in the history books when after the war is over, they're going to have a name and a face to attach to it. And it's going to be an awesome moment. Personally, it's an honor to be able to contribute and to harness those years of investment in the partnership. We have friends and literal partners that are in open conflict right now, and we care about them, which tells us that the partnership is real. All of the Griffins and all the members of the 144th Fighter Wing and the California National Guard writ large are very concerned with the outcome of this conflict. And we want to support in any way we can. And so that gives us internal gratitude that we're able to play a role in this and help out our partners.